When you hear the word supervillain, you usually think of this guy, or maybe this guy, but rarely would you think of this guy. Now, maybe I'm just weird, but as a kid I was actually terrified of Titan the first time I watched Megamind. You might be thinking, why? Isn't this guy stupid or something?
Just look at him!
Yes, but he's also so powerful he could destroy the entire world in a fraction of a second. In the movie, we find out Titan's powers come from Metro Man, and that he has the same powers, keyword being same. He has access to all the same abilities, the same level of strength and endurance, the same YouTube channel, etc.
Hey, my kid can't see.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
The only downside is that Titan has not yet mastered his abilities, unlike Metro Man, who has perfected control over his powers and his jawline over the decades he's been on Earth. Now, we all know how massive Metro Man's calves are, but what really makes him scary is his super speed. To understand just how fast he moves, let's look at this particular scene more closely. Pay attention to both screens.
Fire!
Did you see it? Let me play it in slow motion for you. That's not a ghost, friends. That's Metro Man. This seems to be a sneaky little detail added by the animators to help showcase his speed, and it honestly makes him genuinely terrifying. I mean, when have you ever seen a hero do this? He's in two places at the same time. In the film, during the time he spent contemplating life and trying to find meaning, he must have spent at least a couple hours in his super speed mode traveling all over Metro City, considering he even stopped for long enough to read a book or even a couple of books in the library, eat a meal, fly a kite, and even check out Megamind's facility, as well as come up with the entire plan to fake his death, involving getting all the materials he needed.
Metro Man was finally dead. And Music Man was born. That way I could keep my logo. 'Cause of what? Check this out.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
So let's give a rough estimate and say he spent around 5 hours in super speed mode. Based on this scene, we can say that he did all of that and went back to the exact same position he was originally in within 1 frame of the video. So assuming these cameras are recording at 24 FPS, 5 hours for him in super speed mode is 0.04 seconds or 40 milliseconds in real time. This dude is so fast he's literally in 2 places at once because of how light works and shit. Now, I'm sure those of you that are science people can figure out his true speed, but for the sake of keeping this a film video and the fact that I don't really want to do math, let's just say he's really fast. So how does him being super fast equate to Titan having the ability to destroy the entire planet in a fraction of a second? Well, the only thing that really saved everyone from Titan's true power was Megamind not knowing the extent of Metro Man's powers.
You've been blessed with unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom. Wow. Yeah.
We can see that Titan only knew how to use abilities he actually knew he had, and considering he's not particularly bright, it probably didn't even cross his mind to try and figure out ways to test if he had abilities other than those Megamind mentioned. So Markiplier keeping his super speed a secret basically saved the entire planet from complete annihilation. If Megamind knew about Metro Man's speed and taught Titan how to use it, well, game over. But not for the reason you might be thinking of. Remember this scene in Invincible where Omni-Man destroys the entire Flaxen planet by flying super fast and igniting the atmosphere? Yeah, Metro Man could have done something similar, just a million times more powerful, and could have accomplished it so insanely fast that 1 second everyone would be alive and well, going about their day like normal, and before anyone even has time to react, the entire Earth just gets completely obliterated. In fact, Metro City should just be a pile of ash by now, considering how Metro Man moved this fast throughout the entire city. Any object he touches would just be accelerated to insane speeds instantly, and not to mention all the air molecules he's bumping into. The amount of kinetic energy he's generating here should be like setting off a giant bomb every time he touches anything. However, I'll ignore this since we have to accept some movie magic in the face of great storytelling and character development. Or do I? You see, given the amount of detail shown in every single scene of Megamind, I have to assume that something like this wouldn't simply be glossed over. They must have taken Metro Man interacting with his environment while speeding around into account. I mean, the fact that they included a detail like this but glanced over how physics work, I don't think so. So perhaps there is a solution to this problem, and I think it might be phasing. We know that certain speedsters have the ability to phase through material objects, just like how the Flash can go through walls and save himself from getting obliterated. So maybe Metro Man also has this ability. Maybe he's just constantly phasing through the air molecules, and every time he touches something, he's making that object phase with him, so that nothing moving in super speed affects its environment. He may not be as big brain as Megamind, but he's certainly decently smart, and more importantly, he cares about the people around him. We know he has an extremely high level of mastery over his powers, and we can probably assume that if he does have the ability to phase, he's most definitely going to use it in order to prevent himself from accidentally killing everyone in the city that he's trying to protect.
I love you, Metro Man!
And hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
Let's go back to why Titan is so scary, and that's because he's simply not very careful. We can see how his character only really cares about indulging in desires, making stupid decisions without thinking of the consequences, and all around just kind of doing whatever he thinks of in the moment. Unlike Metro Man, there's no way this coconut brain would have thought of all these factors, let alone take any of them into consideration. Titan is the type of person to go, oh wait, I have super speed, and then immediately activate super speed while flying at top speed to see how fast he can go while not phasing like Metro Man does, and instantly destroying the entire planet in the fraction of a second because of just how much kinetic energy he generates in an instant. Titan is most certainly not as evil or cruel as many of the popular supervillains we have today, but my god is he one of the most careless ones. And it just so happens that he has some of the most overpowered abilities we've ever seen in animation. With great power comes great responsibility, and Titan is someone who has all the power with none of the responsibility.
Being a hero is for losers. It's work, 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 24/7, and for what? I only took the gig to get the girl, and it turns out Roxanne doesn't want anything to do with me.
In fact, he's so emotionally unstable that he often lets his own feelings blind him. Like this scene, for example, where Roxanne tells Titan she doesn't like him. He becomes so upset over getting rejected that he doesn't even realize she's literally about to fall off the tower, and while he's the one who's supposed to be a hero, she had to grab onto him at the last moment to save herself from falling. And then of course he rages afterwards, destroys an entire city, and decides to become a villain because he can't get the girl. With Metro Man's powers, this guy is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. If Megamind didn't stop him when he did, and Titan later found out by accident that he had super speed, well, there's basically nothing in the world that could ever stop him other than Metro Man. But even then, their battle would be devastating for everyone on Earth. Not to mention the fact that if my phasing theory is correct, Titan would probably just destroy the Earth on accident at some point while going all out with his powers, especially since he's definitely not the type of person to think about the consequences of his actions before doing whatever he's about to do. Anyways, it's like 12 AM, so I should probably stop writing the script and go to sleep.
Change your heart.